Yo, what's up, everybody? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the influences of mine growing up that made me want to rap and why they still inspire me to rap and continue. So, we're going to go down a list of 5 people that inspired me to rap. First person that definitely got me into wanting to rap in the first place would definitely have to be Nas, and it would definitely have to be his album Illmatic. And why him? And why his album Illmatic that got me into wanting to rap? Well, that album was just so amazing, man. The first couple listens, when I first started listening to it through the first few songs, NY State of Mind is a fucking masterpiece. Halftime was classic. The World Is Yours is crazy. It's dope. And Ain't Hard to Tell is fucking classic. Those are my favorite songs off the album, and those alone made me want to start writing raps. And just the way he flowed on those beats with those thoughtful and deep, inspiring lyrics, and the way his voice sounded was just so amazing and so original from all the shit that was coming out during the time when I was a teenager growing up, because the stuff that was coming out when I was a teenager growing up was kind of trash in my opinion. And that's the first person that made me want to rap. And I would probably say around 12 or 13 years old. Probably 13 years old is when I really started to write a lot of raps after hearing that album. Second person on the list that inspired me to rap would definitely have to be Necro. And it fucking pisses me off that a lot of people don't mention or say his name when it comes to influences or top 5 lists, because he definitely is top 5 greatest rappers of all time. And something that people don't give him credit for is that he is a very phenomenal and dope producer as well. Like, his beats are so fucking amazing. The samples he chooses are just so different than what other producers choose and use. And he's got very great song concepts. Like, for example, a great song concept would definitely have to be Dead Body Disposal. For those of you who haven't heard his music, definitely give Dead Body Disposal a listen. And his music video for I Need Drugs is just so fucking insane. Like, it's too disturbing for the average regular eye, And when I seen that shit for the first time when I was 13 years old, I bugged the fuck out. I was like, I fucking love this. This is so amazing. Because I'll be honest with you guys, I wasn't really into the normal shit, back when I was like 13, 14 years old. I was into the obscure, like, weird, disturbing, fucked up, crazy shit, when it came to music or music videos and shit and movies. So that's the second person that inspired me to rap. Third person that inspired me to rap would definitely have to be Big L. And there's a reason for that, is because Big L was the person and rapper that made me sharpen my rhyming ability and rhyming skills. Because before that, when I first heard Nas, he only inspired me to write lyrics. He didn't really inspire me to, put multi-syllable rhyming lyrics into my verses. So that's what Big L inspired me to do. Because now, in the past, like, 4, 5, 6 years since I've been rapping, since I've been releasing music publicly, I've been writing more complex, intricate, multi-syllable lyrics in my verses. Because before that, I was kind of rhyming like simple 2 or 1 syllable rhyming schemes. But man, when I first heard his music, he's the one that made me sharpen my rhyming skills and abilities. And a recommendation for one of his albums, I definitely say, would definitely have to be The Big Picture. And an underrated recommendation of an album you should listen to by him would definitely have to be Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous, which I think is kind of sad that people don't really mention that album as much. And that album had some pretty good fucking songs on there, had some gems. So that's the third person that inspired me to rap. fourth person that inspired me to rap would definitely have to be OC. And it's funny I mentioned somebody who was connected with Big L when Big L was alive, because OC was in the same group as Big L. They were in a group called Digging in the Crates, or formerly known as DITC. And for those of you who don't know who OC is, he's pretty much another rapper that was from the 90s who had albums out like Word Life and Jewels. And those are two recommendations I definitely give you to listen to if you haven't heard his music. And his lyrics and flow are just amazing. And the way his subject matter and song concepts are. And his beats are just so fucking amazing. Like those Lord Finesse and Buck Wild beats. Oh, so amazing, man. Top 5 beats of all time. So that's the fourth person that inspired me to rap. And finally, the fifth and final person that inspired me to rap growing up would definitely have to be Razcast. And I know a lot of you guys who are watching this right now are probably thinking, who the hell is that? Who's Razcast? And I'll give you some history. Razcast is formerly known as the guy who came up with Exhibit and Saphir back in the mid to late 90s. He was pretty much one of the pioneering rappers in the underground West Coast 90s hip hop scene, along with like Souls of Mischief, Hieroglyphics, Casual, Saphir, Exhibit, all that shit. And recommendations for albums, I definitely recommend people who haven't heard his music, I definitely recommend you listening to his album Soul on Ice. And I definitely recommend you listening to his second album. I'm not sure, I think it's called Razcastination or whatever. I think that's what it's called. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know there will be somebody in the comment section that will be able to correct me. But definitely give those two albums a listen if you haven't heard his music. So, that was the list of people that inspired me and influenced me to rap, and who continue to inspire me and influence me to rap. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something from watching this video that you didn't know before, and now you learned something today that you didn't know about me. Please like and subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, let me know what you want to see next, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.